Landman can't send Ainsley Norris to college soon enough, and that's not because she's a bad character. It's because the show is deliberately using her presence to underline just how unstable Tommy's world has become. Ainsley isn't just a teenager living under her father's roof. She's a constant reminder that Tommy's personal life is unraveling at the same pace as his professional one. Every scene she's in quietly reinforces how little control he has left, even inside his own home. From the start, Ainsley represents a life Tommy can't manage with money, leverage, or authority. At work, he can negotiate, pressure, or delay. With Gallino, Cammy, and M-Tex, he at least understands the rules of the game, even when he's losing. With Ainsley, none of that applies. She's young, emotional, impulsive, and brutally honest in ways that cut deeper than any boardroom confrontation. The show doesn't portray her as unreasonable. It portrays her as someone reacting to a father who is never fully present. That's why sending Ainsley to college feels less like a milestone and more like an escape hatch. For Tommy, college represents distance, structure, and a chance for his daughter to exist outside the chaos he's dragging home every night. He's painfully aware that the version of himself she's seeing now isn't the one he wants shaping her future. Every argument, every awkward silence, every moment where work bleeds into family life reinforces the same truth. Ainsley is growing up inside a pressure cooker. What makes this especially uncomfortable is that Ainsley sees through him. She recognizes the deflections, the half-answers, and the emotional exhaustion he tries to hide behind responsibility. When she pushes back, it isn't rebellion for rebellion's sake. It's frustration. She's reacting to inconsistency, not cruelty. And that's harder for Tommy to fix, because inconsistency is exactly what defines his life right now. The show also uses Ainsley to expose the cost of Tommy's choices in a way no adult character can. Cammy can argue strategy. Gallino can threaten consequences. Investors can demand results. But Ainsley asks the questions that don't have professional answers. Why are you never here? Why does work always come first? Why does everything feel like it's about survival instead of living? Those questions land harder because Tommy doesn't have a clean justification for them. College, in this context, isn't about education, it's about insulation. It's about putting physical and emotional space between Ainsley and the version of her father that's slowly eroding under pressure. The irony is that Tommy frames this as doing what's best for her, while the audience can see it's also about protecting himself. As long as Ainsley is around, he can't fully compartmentalize his failures. She sees them too clearly. There's also a thematic reason the show is eager to move Ainsley into the next phase of her life. Landman is a story about systems that consume people. Adults choose to enter those systems. Children don't. Keeping Ainsley in the middle of that world forces the audience to confront the generational cost of ambition and compromise. Sending her to college doesn't erase that cost, but it allows the show to explore it from a distance rather than in real time. Importantly, Ainsley's presence challenges the idea that Tommy's sacrifices are noble. He tells himself he's doing all of this for his family, for security, for stability, for a future. But Ainsley doesn't feel secure or stable. She feels secondary. That contradiction is uncomfortable, and the show doesn't rush to resolve it. Instead, it lets the tension sit, episode after episode, until it becomes obvious that something has to change. College also represents a ticking clock. Ainsley is at the age where she's forming her own understanding of power, responsibility, and trust. If she leaves home seeing her father as distant, compromised, and emotionally unavailable, that image will harden. The show subtly suggests that Tommy knows this, even if he won't say it out loud. Sending her away now is easier than confronting what staying might force him to admit. At the same time, Landman doesn't present college as a clean solution. Distance doesn't heal fractures, it just pauses them. Ainsley leaving won't fix Tommy's problems. It will simply remove one mirror reflecting them back at him. That's what makes the urgency feel bittersweet. The audience understands why she needs to go, but also understands what that departure says about the cost of Tommy's life choices. In a broader sense, Ainsley's storyline reinforces one of the show's central themes: Success that comes at the expense of presence isn't really success at all. Tommy may be fighting to keep M-Tex alive, to hold the line against Gallino, to maintain some version of control, but none of that means much if the people closest to him feel like collateral damage. So when it feels like Landman can't send Ainsley Norris to college soon enough, it's not because the show wants to get rid of her. It's because her presence is doing exactly what it's supposed to do, forcing the audience to see the personal cost of ambition up close. College isn't an ending for Ainsley. It's a boundary. And for Tommy, that boundary arrives as both relief and quiet failure, wrapped up in the same decision.